Imagine this. A city so morally bankrupt that even the dogs refuse to bark at strangers. Sodom and Gomorrah weren't just cities. They were legends of infamy, with reputations so bad that their names became shorthand for ultimate destruction. But was it just about fire and brimstone? Let's dive into this ancient tale of drama, destruction, and divine justice. What would you do if you found out God was planning to nuke a city? Abraham, patriarch extraordinaire, decided to negotiate with God, no less. Talk about guts. When the Lord mentioned his plans to wipe out Sodom and Gomorrah, Abraham didn't take it lying down. "Wait, hold up," Abraham said, metaphorically rolling up his sleeves. "What if there are 50 good people there? Surely you wouldn't destroy the righteous with the wicked?" God, with a heavenly nod, agreed. "All right, if I find 50 righteous folks, I'll spare the city." But Abraham, clearly a seasoned haggler, kept going. "What about 45? 40? 30? 20? Finally, he pushed it to 10. "Fine, 10 it is," God said, probably shaking his divine head. But spoiler alert, not even 10 righteous people were found. Abraham must have sighed, "Well, I tried." 2 angels, undercover as ordinary travelers, arrived at Sodom. Lot, Abraham's nephew, saw them and immediately insisted they stay with him. "Don't sleep in the town square. Trust me, it's not safe." Turns out Lot's warning wasn't an exaggeration. The men of Sodom showed up at his house demanding to, know his guests. Lot, in a moment of questionable judgment, offered his daughters instead. The angels stepped in, blinding the mob and pulling Lot back inside. One angel quipped, "Well, that escalated quickly." Then came the warning, "Get your family and get out of Dodge." God's bringing the heat, literally. Lot's family fled as the heavens unleashed destruction. Fire and brimstone rained down, turning the cities into smoldering ruins. But there was one rule: don't look back. Of course, Lot's wife couldn't resist. Maybe she forgot her favorite sandals or just wanted one last peek at the chaos. Either way, she turned into a pillar of salt. Moral of the story? When God says, "Don't look back," he means it. After escaping to the mountains, Lot and his daughters found themselves alone. In a move straight out of a soap opera, the daughters decided to ensure their family line continued by getting their father drunk and, well, you know the rest. The result? The Moabites and Ammonites were born, nations that would later give Israel plenty of headaches. Lot probably woke up thinking, "Wait, what just happened?" The daughters, meanwhile, probably high-fived and said, "Mission accomplished." They might not have been the best role models, but they sure were determined. Moral gray areas? Check. Family awkwardness? Double check. The Bible's account of Sodom and Gomorrah is gripping, but other traditions and historical studies reveal layers of untold detail. For instance, while the Bible emphasizes sexual immorality as the primary sin, sources like Ezekiel 16 verse 49 point to deeper societal issues such as pride, gluttony, and neglect of the poor. Rabbinic commentaries further highlight the cruelty of Sodom's legal systems, which punished acts of kindness, such as fining anyone who fed a hungry person. Adding to this, the book of Jasher offers vivid depictions of judicial corruption. According to these accounts, travelers in Sodom were subjected to bizarre and brutal laws, including being forced to sleep in beds that either stretched or shrank them to fit. Archaeological evidence supports the idea that these cities, possibly located near the Dead Sea, met their fiery end through natural phenomena like a meteor explosion or an earthquake that ignited underground asphalt deposits. Apocryphal texts add a supernatural twist, portraying the angels not just as messengers, but as cosmic warriors battling demonic entities in the cities. This angle paints Sodom and Gomorrah's destruction as a clash between good and evil on a celestial scale. Meanwhile, Lot's actions in offering his daughters and his eventual moral ambiguity suggest that he, too, may have absorbed some of the corrupt values of his environment. Even the transformation of Lot's wife into a pillar of salt is rich in symbolism. Her fate illustrates the dangers of material attachment and disobedience, with the Dead Sea's salty terrain providing a fitting backdrop for this transformation. Finally, the legacy of Lot's daughters, through the Moabites and Ammonites, serves as a reminder that even from destruction, complex and lasting legacies can arise, influencing history in unexpected ways. The story of Sodom and Gomorrah isn't just about destruction. It's a cautionary tale about morality, judgment, and second chances. Abraham's negotiations remind us of the power of advocacy and the value of every individual life. Lot's wife's salty fate shows the danger of clinging to the past, and his daughter's actions, well, let's call it a lesson in creative problem-solving. Sodom and Gomorrah may have burned to ashes, but their story continues to spark conversations. Whether you see it as a tale of divine justice or an ancient warning, one thing is clear. Some cities just don't know when to quit. And when they don't, sometimes the heavens step in with a bang and a lot of fire.